Hey guys, Josh at Bane Tech, and I want to talk about what I miss about the Galaxy S6. Before the Note 4, I was using the Galaxy S6 ever since it was released by Verizon, but it just wasn't doing it for me. Even though it didn't do it for me and I gave it up and went back to the Note 4, that doesn't mean that there's stuff I don't miss about it. So that's what I want to go over with this video. The build quality is something I actually kind of took for granted because I knew that the Note 4 had a better build quality than the Note 3. It kind of got rid of the concerns that I had about the Note 3, like with the chrome polish or paint that would just rub off or nick up. They got rid of that, and there's a nice finish on the Note 4 this time. But the Galaxy S6 has what I like to say the build quality that us Samsung users have been screaming for such a long time, let alone Android users in all reality. Granted, there's the HTC that has the one with the metal build quality. There's Moto that put out some really cool finishes like leather backs, and even just a normal plastic hardback feels better than what Samsung has put out in the past, like with the Galaxy S5 that just had plastic that would literally deteriorate in front of you. It was such a horrible build quality with the Galaxy S5. The Note 3 was better. We can get on that soapbox later. But the Galaxy S6 was really a nice build quality. It really was like an iPhone quality to me. I don't know, some people will have a hard time hearing that it's like an iPhone, but it really was like an iPhone. Like, I like the iPhone. There's nothing wrong with how the iPhone is built. It's a good build quality, and that's something that us Android, let alone Samsung users, just really wanted from Samsung or just even anybody else. It felt like a real premium device. The glass back had me a little bit concerned because of the possibility of it getting scratched up more or even breaking. It still was so nice to have. It felt so nice in the hand. It was thin. Just overall, just a really nice build quality. I really liked it. It's one of the best built phones that I've seen in a while. The other thing I'm really missing is actually the stockish Android look. At first, it didn't start out that way, but recently Sam Razair, one of our theme developers that we just really like in this community, made a material theme for the Samsung theme store. All you had to do is put on something like Nova Launcher, get the material theme, and you basically had a stock Android phone with all the great Samsung features. It's almost like a dream come true device as far as those respects go. It's really cool to have a stock Android looking phone on Samsung without having to root it or modify it in any way. So in a sense, it was like we had a TouchWiz-less phone. And if you don't like TouchWiz, guess what? You can have a great Samsung phone and not worry about TouchWiz anymore. It's really a great setup. That camera is just awesome on the Galaxy S6. There's so many aspects about it that I didn't really realize I was going to miss. Yes, the Note 4 has an awesome camera. It's one of the best ones out there still, but the Galaxy S6 just really raised the cameras on smartphones to a whole other level. I mean, for one, the quality of the pictures and video were great. The screen on the Galaxy S6 helped out when you're viewing that stuff a lot. The quality on the camera is just plain nice. But it's not just the product that came out of it, it's also the features. Now, if you know the Samsung camera in the past, even on the Note 4, there's just a ton on it. There's a bunch of stuff that you probably won't ever use or want to use. What they did with the Galaxy S6 was made most of that optional. If you wanted it, all you had to do is go to the store and download it. If you don't want it, you can uninstall it, use it for one time, then get rid of it. You know, you can manage it how you wanted to, and it was just simple to use. The interface was so easy to use. Anybody could use it. All you had to do is just open up the camera app. For one, they had the double tap, the home button feature, which made it really easy and fast to launch. And it's just so easy to use, and the quality was great. You never even had to really go into some of the professional settings. You just had to leave it on auto and you would get great quality every time. Speaking of the screen, I mentioned how, looking at the pictures and videos using the screen, it just looks so good on that thing. It was one of the best looking screens I've ever used, and it should be since it was the latest flagship. But one of the features that stood out to me the most was being able to see it in the daylight, in the broad daylight. When you stepped outside, you get a nice boost of brightness on the screen, so it's very easy to see. It's one of the few screens I've ever been able to just look down, even in the bright sunlight, and read whatever's on there. Lastly, and I never thought I'd actually care about this, but the fingerprint sensor on the Galaxy S6 was great to have. It's one of the easiest ways to unlock your screen. All you had to do is press the button and you were done. You didn't have to swipe, do a pattern, put in a code or anything like that. Just simply use your finger. It was very nice to use. I went back to the Note 4 and it does have the fingerprint scanner, but it's so much more of a pain to use. You have to sit there and swipe your thumb the certain way. And it's just like, okay, maybe the third time it might work. It was just very abnormal to use. So I don't use it. With all that said, I still would rather use the Note 4 over the Galaxy S6, but mostly because of all the size kind of comparisons and how I like to use the device. If you want to see all those reasons, I'll leave a link down below in the description. I did a whole other vlog video about that. With that said though, the OnePlus 2 is coming out with some pretty promising features and specs that looks pretty sweet. So the Note 4 and the Galaxy S6 might be quickly forgotten if the OnePlus 2 holds up to what it's been talking about. Well, thanks for sticking around this long and watching this video of the reasons why I missed the Galaxy S6. Do you have the S6? Did you get rid of it? Are you wanting to get it? What are some of the stuff that you like about it? If you did end up getting rid of it, are there things that you miss about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you can see more videos like this.